Today in the crypto space, we see the market looking pretty good. Bitcoin getting a nice bounce to the upside, up approximately 2.5%, give or take. Ethereum still hovering around that $3,000 mark. The altcoins, a mix of green and red. We have some good gainers like Doge, Sheeb, Pepe, and we have a few dips like Arweave. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project, one altcoin that a lot of people are asking about in the last little while, and that project is called CHIRPLEY. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with this overall market. First, we can see that the overall market cap did get a little bit of a bounce in the last little while, given that Bitcoin is showing a bit of strength. Of course, Bitcoin has that market cap, the market cap that could change the overall total market cap. You know, very nice outlook here, and a bit of trading volume, a nice spike of volume, suggesting that the market in general is in consensus with this move to the upside. It's a good sign of strength here, guys, because the last time we got the pop to the upside, we didn't get that much volume. Now this volume is definitely here, showing us that the market is interested, the market is in consensus. So that's a good indication that it could be that Bitcoin continues to the upside. Of course, all of this is a game of probability. We have Bitcoin still within structure, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin in a section, the price action in a second. In the meantime, let's take a look at the general market here, see what's going on. We can see that Ethereum is still kind of struggling here. It didn't get a bigger bounce. It didn't get a bounce like Bitcoin did. And we can see that based on the Bitcoin dominance. Right now, Bitcoin is definitely dominating the market. Again, it's because it has a large market cap, and any little move in Bitcoin could definitely, you know, show its dominance over the altcoin market. And we have BNB looking pretty strong here. At least it's going sideways, doing its thing. Solana getting a bit of relief to the upside within its structure, which is great to see. And we have a little bit of, you know, more structure being formed here on XRP and many others. Toncoin is still pushing to the upside, up 4.5% for the day, which is really, really good. We have Doge up 7%, nice pop to the upside. We have Sheeb doing good, so it looks like the dog coins are definitely waking up. We have AVAX grinding to the downside, still down 1.6%. And as you keep on going down throughout this market, we can see a lot of repetition. Right, a little bit of relief here and there, small relief, but basically sideways to the point that we're trying to find a bottom here for a lot of these altcoins. Like Near Protocol got a nice rally to the upside today, 4.5%, 5%, which is great. But do we make another low? Do we basically come down for another lower low, or maybe a double bottom, or stay within this downwards sloping trend that we got going on here? Matic in the same boat, more or less. Litecoin kind of going sideways. We got Pepe waking up today, 18%. We have a lot of good price action there. Render still holding structure, looking pretty good, up 4.5%. So it's not too bad. Not breaking out just yet. It could break out, no doubt, but still kind of going sideways. And if we continue going down, you can see the market is still sideways. So generally speaking, guys, the overall consensus is that we're kind of sideways here. No major gainers, a few gainers there in the meme coins, but nothing major. Look, Caspa still retracing down 3.5%. So that's an opportunity for sure. As we see Caspa reach its level of horizontal support, we should build a bit of a position. I've been deploying a bit here at lower levels, and that way you can anticipate a bounce. So not bad there if you're looking for an entry on Caspa. Sui is still grinding, but still looking for its horizontal support. Yes, it's down 2%, but doing pretty good here, forming a bottom. We need these bottoms to kind of form here with the altcoin market, because a lot of these altcoins are down to bear market lows, right? If you look at them, Generally speaking, they've been bleeding out a little bit here. Floki, another good mover here, 9.2% to the upside. Really good to see Floki waking up with all the other meme coins. All the other dog coins are doing great. Bonk is doing okay. What else do we have here? Say still grinding to the downside, and again another round of similar sideways price action. So the overall consensus in the market for me at this current moment is that the market is still grinding down with a slight sideways type of consolidation, a level of which this market is trying to hold support. And for me, this is where we need to be putting a lot of these projects on our watch list. As soon as we get an indication of a reversal, we might want to get into a position and prepare for a nice little relief bounce to the upside. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's begin our analysis looking at Bitcoin. I know you want to talk about charts, so let's begin. Bitcoin is doing great. At the end of the day, we got another bounce off of that horizontal support that I've been talking about for the last while, guys. And as it does hesitate right at these levels, we see that the market is boring. Bitcoin is boring. The altcoin market is boring. Yes, we're getting a bit of meme coins run, which is obviously entertaining. But as Bitcoin hovers at this horizontal support, we are waiting to see a bigger move here, guys. And if Bitcoin does make a great move, I expect a nice move in this altcoin market as well. And maybe we might even see the altcoin market get its altcoin season. Let's take a look at this in a bit more detail. What I'm most interested about this structure is that we're leaving the bottoms. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't come down for another lower low, because we have been making lower highs here. And that means that we do have a bit of a trend, but it is a triangular formation that, you know, starting to look like a consolidation. It could be that we break down bearish. It could be that we break down bullish. But at the current moment, at least we are above critical levels at about, I would say, $6,100, $61,000. If we stay around this level and stay above this level, we still have a very bullish thesis to go by. Right, we're respecting this level, and this level starts to become a right shoulder where we can expect a bounce to the upside and potentially get to the top of the range. So invalidation, again, below these levels, these wicks, as you can see, we've tested those before, and we got a bit of support multiple times, multiple candles to the downside, getting support around this area. And if we do come down for another low and test of the low and we break down, guys, the next bearish price target for me is about 52K, and a bullish price target in the immediate short term is at about 70, 72. And if we start breaking this bull flag, as this could be a nice bull flag to the upside, we start looking for bullish price targets. In the meantime, we're seeing that Bitcoin is definitely dominating. We're seeing the Bitcoin dominance go up slightly. It's not major, but it's slightly, because we do see that the altcoins are not performing as well as Bitcoin, especially with the fact that Bitcoin's market cap is large. We will expect that it's going to have an influence over the total market cap. So at the current level, this is what I'm looking for. A reclamation of the previous highs, you know, getting through this accumulation phase and buying the dip at this level and putting stop losses below the horizontal is not a bad idea, because your risk to reward ratio is definitely healthy. Now, of course, if it does break down, you cut yourself off, you reaccumulate, you got the 200 daily EMA, you got the $5,100 mark, which is pretty, $51,000 mark, $52,000 mark, which is basically the bottom of this volume gap, where you have some price action looking left to act as support. And we have so much confluence in this level that I'm anticipating some sort of reaction if the price does come down to these zones. And then, of course, we'll take it day by day and see where we go here with Bitcoin. In the meantime, I'm looking for bottom-dwelling altcoins that are at the bottom of the range, holding good horizontal levels of support, expecting a nice bounce to the upside, where we can get in with a little bit of risk, of course, with a stop loss, but ultimately lots of reward to the upside. So let's begin. Let's take a look at CHIRPLEY. Guys, what is CHIRPLEY? We're going to take a look at what it is as a project just quickly, because it's a project that we don't really talk about often, not only on the channel, but it's not really that big, but it is an opportunity, right? Because it's been around for a bit. It's a previous bull run project that I found very, very interesting. Nano equal mega. So what it really is, it's a marketing play. It's a social marketing play. Target a relevant audience on socials. It's here to help individuals, perhaps like me, get better automated peer-to-peer all-in-one influencer marketplace. So you're able to get services for influencers, basically what it is. And I find it to be a really great website that has a lot of good engagement, a lot of information, a deep dive worthy for sure. Guys, if you want me to do a deep dive on this project, join the Discord and make sure you go and make the request, because I'll be happy to do a deep dive and check into what this project is all about. looking into some of the fundamentals, and ultimately answering the question, does this project has what it takes to make it into our portfolio for the up and coming bull run? And that's really what I'm mostly interested in. So that's that. Let's take a look at the price action. CHIRPLEY, the ticker is CHRP, and you can see that after a higher high we are getting some red price action. Now at any moment we could get support, and let's talk about the possibility. This thick yellow line was definitely a zone where I expected some support. Why? Because you had some previous price action to give you that suggestion. Now, if you look at what's happening below, there's a lot of empty space, right? The reality is there's a bunch of weakness. And that weakness suggests that the price could come right through it, fall right through it. So let's make this green arrow, because I want to make it very clear that this is an opportunity. You shouldn't be fearful of this. This area right here is not a bad zone. We do have a little bit of a zone right here. You can see I have a notification already set right about 0.009. And I'm going from a bearish perspective because ultimately, if you're a bull, you want to get into the mindset of the bears. Why? Because you want to buy the dip. You want to buy on the cheap. You want to be able to buy where the prices get great, where you can pack a big bag. And you can see that ultimately in this sell-off, we're getting a low volume sell-off, and we're falling through an empty volume gap, which there's no support right here. The next level of support is right into this consolidation, a very little one for that matter, and there's not even that much volume to act as support at that zone. So what I'm going to say here, guys, might be a little bit, you know, in a sense, what we're trying to do is prepare for the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is that we fall all the way down to about 0.007 and start looking for support right around this area. Why? It's because we got lots of volume. We got lots of market participation here. And if it does fall, that's where I'm expecting the likelihood is that we do get some support down here. Why would we get support anywhere around this level? We do have price action, but it's low volume. We could, from a psychological perspective, expect the market to expect that this price action could act as support. And sure, we could come down, get a bit of a reaction. But if we do come down for that dead cat bounce and try to come down lower than this, the price action right here, there's no volume to hold it up. There's no strength in that zone. So that kind of bothers me. We got previous highs, we got some wicks, we got this price action. This is a zone that, you know, kind of interests me. Not to say that I will be deploying a ton of capital, but I would like to see what happens here with the price action if we do get some sort of structural support at this level where we can put in a nice long position. At this current moment, what we're dealing with is the fact that we broke the horizontal. We are currently touching the 200 daily EMA, which leads me to believe that if we are going to get a bounce, it's got to be soon. And if we are going to get some support, it's got to be soon, because eventually this 200 daily EMA, it will flatline. As the price action does come down, the price will fall right through, and the moving average will eventually, you know, maybe go flat for a little bit, you know, and then eventually roll over. And that's not a very good thing as the price action comes down and comes down, if that's the case, right? So we have to understand that in this case, CHIRPLEY is in a free fall to the downside, desperately looking for horizontal support. And unfortunately, there's not much volume below until we get up to about 0.007. So what should we expect? At any moment, we could get support here, either right around this level, which is fairly ideal. However, if we do come up and make a lower high, guys, at anywhere around this area, I would say that this is the zone to watch out for. If we make a lower high, confirming the fact that, you know, maybe there was bearish divergence. We'll look at the momentum and the trend oscillators in a second. If there was bearish divergence, we came down for that follow through. We come up for a confirmation high, a lower high. We come back down. Guys, what does that look like to you? And of course, my painting here is a lot clearer than the price action, but you got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And we start looking for support on this neckline. We're at about 0.0175 more or less, and we start breaking down. We break the neckline, we start coming down to much lower levels. Now, the only good thing about this scenario is that we could still use this horizontal as support, right? This support could definitely, this horizontal could act as support where we get the bounce and continue to the upside. And then what the bulls will be saying is that this was a bull flag with a sweep of the highs, a bull trap, a liquidity grab, whatever you want to call it. And all of a sudden we came down, bounced around a little bit, and continued to the upside for that bull flag for the up and coming bull run. That's the thing. So what about risk to reward? This is where things get a little bit tricky, because you do see that the price right now is falling through a volume gap. And the best risk to reward ratio is obviously where you're going to be likely to get support. And I would be waiting for this. Okay, I would be waiting for some structure. Let it fall. You know, if it falls down here, let it fall. If it falls down to here, let it fall. Even if it's right here where we get support at the current level, that's fine. Let's wait for structure. Let's wait for some pattern to build here. Let's wait for some pattern to build down here. Let it fall. Don't try to catch that falling knife. Once we build the structure, we can start putting stop losses underneath the structure and accumulating within the range. And that way you accumulate and potentially look for that bounce. If it does fall lower, at least you have that stop loss to protect your initial investment, to protect your capital, because it could fall. Now let's look at momentum. Let's look at the trend oscillators and the momentum oscillators. You can see the expansion is definitely matured, all the way oversold. The volatility is oversold. The momentum's entering oversold conditions. The purple line is trending to the downside, getting into oversold conditions. So what I would really like to see right in here is some sort of pattern where we can identify bullish divergence and we can start seeing the expansion move right back up. I'm talking about the red expansion to the downside. I want it to get back up so we can end this dump. And then the volatility would be nice to trade the orange line, the volatility to the upside, as long as the momentum, the purple line, is also moving to the upside, and that way we can trade volatility and momentum in the same direction. In the current state that we're in here with regards to momentum, guys, it does look like we are not done pushing down. There's no indication to me just yet that we're done. So you got to be patient here, let it fall if it's going to fall, and then we'll reaccumulate at good levels once we get those confirmations. You can see that we do have a bit of support here at this level. I can see a tiny bit. If you kind of zoom in, this is the level where you might want to watch out for. So let's make this a little bit more accurate, because I kind of slapped this in here. We got a support level right into here that we might get support, and you got another one right into here, and I would honestly put this together. This is the zone. If you buy that green arrow where we are right now, or this horizontal, it's so close by. The reality is you'll get a bounce right around this level, but then after that you're looking at the horizontal support down here based on this price action, and you can see that anywhere within this level where you see market participation building a bit of volume, it could be support for future price action if we do come down, but level by level. Now let's look at the trend. We're getting multiple drives of bullish divergence, 2 drives of bullish divergence here, with green dots suggesting confluence. What I don't like is that the EMAs are stagnant and going sideways, and the MACD is stagnant and also going sideways, which means that there's no clear direction for the trend. We got the EMAs in the bearish control zone, which means that the bears are in control at this current moment. However, do we see that the EMAs potentially get into the bullish side of things, and we see some expansions to the upside, where we see, you know, nice waves, expansion waves with regards to trend to the upside, where we can see a nice move up. And this is still the beginning. We're getting the divergences, we're getting the strength to the upside, showing that the bears are potentially getting a bit exhausted here by getting those divergences. But until we get close enough to horizontal support, guys, I'm a little bit skeptical. Now there is a little bit of a theory that we can look at. If you kind of look at the volume in the current moment, you do see a bit of a volume gap in here. Maybe we get this to, you can see right here, you know, that there is a potential possibility of support right around this level. Guys, do we take a chance here? Do we put another green arrow? This is the thing here. We're trying to catch a falling knife. I feel like the best thing to do is wait for structure. As I mentioned before, we wait for the structure to build, the inverse head and shoulders, the cup and handles, the W formations, the Adam and Eve patterns, all of that good stuff with bullish divergence, and then we start to build a position. In the meantime, be patient here, guys. Sit on your hands, wait for those prime opportunities, and that way we can buy in a great zone, rather than, you know, keep on deploying capital as the market does fall. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.